I'm Todd Matthews, and it's at this point on Wednesdays we present Ask the Lawyer with Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured, who gives very freely of his time to help us understand the law a little bit better. If you would like to ask a question, I'll tell you how to go about submitting a question in just a moment. But first, would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce, and are you ready to get right into today's question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me read you what we've got here. My boyfriend was riding his motorcycle and was struck by a vacationing driver rounding a curve. He's been hospitalized for over 2 weeks and will need lots of therapy. The at-fault driver only had $15,000 in insurance. The driver claimed he was on vacation, but he told the police officer he was headed to an appointment with a pharmacy client he manages for his pharmaceutical company. Aha. My boyfriend only has minimum insurance. Can you ask the lawyer if he is out of luck? I can understand from our previous conversations why the driver said what he said, but let me have you explain how you go about this.
Well, first, as always, it's important to contact an experienced personal injury lawyer as soon as possible after his accident.
Okay.
It's typical that someone responsible for an accident doesn't want to undertake responsibility.
Yeah.
But he gave away the key fact when he said that he was on the way to a pharmaceutical client.
Mm-hmm.
That's his responsibility. So under the theory of respondeat superior, which means that the boss or the company is responsible for the worker, the pharmaceutical company that he was employed by would be responsible for all the damages sustained by this poor person.
Right.
Including, but not limited to, medical expenses in the past, medical expenses in the future, loss of income, pain and suffering, and a lot of other intangible damages.
Right.
So the most important thing you could do is contact an experienced personal injury lawyer who will put the company on notice. If the company isn't willing to accept responsibility, you would have to file a lawsuit, but I think that they're in good position.
Okay. This is a case where it seems as if the driver said something at first, then had a second or two to think about it before the police arrived and went, ooh, I better back up on that and tell a new story here. But the bottom line is, if it is the pharmaceutical company's fault, if you will, if they're on the hook, they should have some pretty deep pockets to take care of this.
Absolutely. And, that's the good thing about a company being responsible is that they usually have sufficient insurance or assets to be able to cover all the humongous damages that would be involved in this case.
Sure. And it does sound like it's going to be a long haul ahead with the therapy and the recovery and so forth. So it's really super important for this young man's future. They get a hold of a professional quickly to start putting things in place.
I agree.
Okay, Bruce. Well, listen, I do appreciate every week when we check in with you. You always have some better news than what we started out with. And today's another great example of that.
Well, I hope you and all our listeners have a very Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy holiday season.
Thank you, Bruce. Same to you and your family and all of your associates. Thank you again.
Okay, take care.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up again for Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. He's the guy who absolutely for the longest time now has made sense out of the nonsensical for most of us when it comes to the law. And if you've got a question you'd like to submit, you're certainly welcome to do just that by going to our website and putting Bruce in the keyword search box. That'll take you where you need to go. If you have an immediate issue like we just heard about, you might want to call up the office of Associates in Bruce L. Scheiner in Port Charlotte. The number there is 941-743-7777. 941-743-7777. Tell them that Todd sent you from Seaview 104.9.